Hello, everybody, and welcome. The gang's all here. It must be 1 o'clock on a Tuesday. Welcome to the Healing Through Love show. We're here to increase the awareness within the community about providing family and domestic violence survivors with a soft place to land and to offer advice on services available for those survivors and their families.
We have many local businesses and service people who generously pay it forward at our Pamper Days by providing their time and resources at these events.
And each week on this show, we'll be interviewing a couple of those wonderful supporters of our Pamper Days to learn more about their personal journeys, their businesses, and why they are supporting Healing Through Love to assist survivors.
Fantastic. Today we have two incredible guests lined up for us. We have Elizabeth Ellames. Oh, I got that wrong. Sorry, Elizabeth. And we've got Linda Gentilcore. So we're going to start with Elizabeth. I'm going to read an introduction. The girls will slide off the page and Elizabeth will join us whilst I read the introduction. Okay, so I'll see you in the break, girls. With a career spanning over 30 years in the world of image consulting and personal development, combined with an extensive study on the theory of camera and film, Elizabeth has applied the body of knowledge to become an expert in the field of higher purpose. Elizabeth facilitates women in the understanding of navigating their inner world and outer world through a comprehensive technology and of archetypes and a narrative on personal development. Elizabeth is the creator of Living Attributes, Typology, I think that's how we say it, and the director of Real Deal Productions and the co-founder of Now Empowerment Collective. Well, the list goes on, but without any further ado, I'm going to introduce Elizabeth. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm good, Charlene. How are you?
I'm magnificently magnificent. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I'd love to start with, could you talk a little bit about your history with Healing Through Love?
Okay, so I met Natasha. Is it Natasha? I think, yeah, right. A couple of years ago now. And I was doing a talk about collective visioning and being on purpose at an event that she was at. And in that, I actually spoke a little bit about my own experience of the separation between my mother and father and how that came about because of domestic violence and sexual abuse as a child. And I was talking about how to use your story as an activator to help other people and to propel you along your path of being on your own higher purpose. And what happened in the space was that Natasha said that she had done a leadership course and put together a program for women who'd suffered from domestic violence and thought, oh, maybe we should be doing something. And it had sort of got a bit on hold, I think, by the sounds of things. And what happened was it actually activated her to then do that first one at Marion. So I was absolutely delighted to hear that was actually happening, and then put my hand up again for another event that you did, and did a talk. I think last year or the year before, I can't remember. Yeah, so
COVID's made everything fuzzy.
Yeah, so that's how I was introduced to it.
Oh, fantastic. So you'll be joining us again in September. Will you be running workshops or will you be providing one-on-one services in that space in September?
Well, yeah, I've been thinking about that actually. Because I am an image consultant as well, and have seen your sort of setup with makeup and some clothing that you have there sometimes, I thought maybe we could even do some makeovers. So,
ooh.
Yeah, so there may be like a little workshop or something like that, perhaps. Well, we can talk.
That sounds fantastic. Well, tell us a little bit about your business, because it's quite a conglomerate, really, of all of the things that you've brought to the table, and now it's your very own. So can you maybe explain it a little bit more for us?
Okay, so I'll start with Living Attributes Typology, which is a tool that women use to actually get on their higher purpose. And it's the typology is around archetypes. It's a family of archetypes of 12 sets of 12s. So it's my own model. And so there's 12 inner archetypes, 12 outer archetypes, and then there's also sort of shadow archetypes, which are a bit like what we call your flawed character. And it's really powerful because it gives women a tool to be able to go to when, you know, when things get a little bit challenging, or you get a bit off course of around what's your purpose. And, you know, there's so many distractions today that's really easy to happen. But when you really know yourself that intimately, you've got a tool to go to and go, okay, so this is what's going on. I need to correct and transform these shadow attributes that are happening to me, or projections that I feel that are happening. And that's one aspect of it. But then there's another aspect where you get very clear about what type of avatar archetype you are in the world. So there's inner archetypes that govern your soul, and then there's outer archetypes that actually help you on your path in the world. And, you know, we really need that right now.
Oh, it sounds fantastic. So this is obviously something that's delivered in a workshop environment, like one-to-many, and then also one-on-one?
Yeah, one-on-one. I'm just in the at the end of writing a book at the moment, so that's going to be published probably within a couple of months. And
what's the book called? What's the book called, Elizabeth?
Or tell you that one yet. Sort of, it's right on the edge, you know, like whether we do this one, or this one, you know. So yeah. But it's based on basically the living attributes typology, with memoir and things like that as well. And it's also it's a social spiritual synergy type of book, so that women can really get in touch with what their purpose is, but also what their spiritual purpose is.
Fantastic. So the main reason why someone would be coming to see you is because they want to get clarity on their purpose. Is that right, Elizabeth?
Yes, it is that. They're usually in transition. So that's why I put my hand up for this time around, because clearly often women who have been in domestic violence are in transition, you know, or wanting to be in transition. So it's also for people that may be leaving a job and wanting to then work for themselves. So there's that aspect as well. But usually there's some sort of transition that's happening.
Well, yes, moving out of that space is always a transition, and sometimes it can take longer.
Yeah.
And sometimes, even though we're out of the space, we still, I'm speaking from personal experience, have a challenge reconnecting with our purpose. You know, we're still recovering.
Yeah.
And so it takes a little bit to get us back on track.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I guess my gift is that I'm really good at connecting the dots and helping people to identify what patterns are reoccurring. So often, you know, people may have been in an establishment or a corporate job, and then want to move into a more creative space. Sometimes those old patterns or way of being come in and set up new patterns in the new venture. So being able to identify that is really key, because, you know, you can end up doing what you think you love, but the same old stuff's happening again, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like dating the same guy, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you know, our purpose is our relationship with this lifetime, I guess. Yeah, so it's a bit like that.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Now, would girls who are looking for a career change also come to see you? It's not just people who are coming from, like, who is your avatar? Who are you normally speaking to, Elizabeth?
Okay, so women. It's always women, obviously.
Okay, always women.
And when I say avatar, I probably don't turn it around to put it in terms of audience avatar. It's more that it's your brand avatar, right? So your own personal brand avatar. So and I'm just clarifying that because so people don't get confused, because I'm using the word avatar already. So we'll talk about it in terms of who that audience is, probably. Yeah. So the audience is women who are in transition, career transition, relationship transition, or like even spiritual transition, because there's a lot of women who have been on a path of career path for a long time, but then something wakes up in them and they really want to explore that a bit deeper. And, you know, the world of archetypes is just perfect for that because there's so many aspects of it. You know, many levels, physical, emotional, spiritual, and celestial. So you really do get to explore who you are on a very deep level.
Wow, that's fantastic. Sounds fascinating. And everybody, I suppose, all women, men too, go through different aspects of their life and they go through cycles and changes. And having that ability to see the patterns gives us, you know, the awareness to make different choices. Yeah. So sounds fantastic. How do people normally get hold of you, Elizabeth?
I've got a website, which is www.elizabeth.live.com, and also on Facebook, it's the Light Styling Studio. And I think there's another Facebook, there's another Facebook page, which is Elizabeth Ellames Living Attributes Typology. And also there's Real Deal. There's many things that they can catch me on.
So what we'll do is we'll make sure that all of those links are in our feed so that people can easily catch those and just press the button and follow the dots. That's fantastic. So how have you been in the COVID space then? Have you been busy?
Wow, how about that? Well, you know, talk about purpose. And you know, one of my archetypes is I'm a visionary. So I'm quite prophetic when it comes to the future. And yeah, so I always knew that there was something like this on the cards, so to speak, from many years ago. But when it hits, hey, it's not sort of what you expect sometimes, you know. It's like it's different seeing things that we may be challenged with in the future, but when they really arrive, they hit at a different level. And that's, talking about that was amazing to see people's stuff magnified, so to speak, their emotional addictions and stuff. Yeah,
it definitely has. It has been an interesting space to be in through this process with our connections with domestic violence and family violence. It's been and we're moving forward, so it's all good. So wow, I just saw a really cute little cartoon where the world, which had a band-aid on its shoulder, was sort of reaching down to shake hands with a little COVID to say, do you think they got it? I'm like, that probably sums it up a little bit. Yeah, unbelievable. Well, thank you so much for your time. Is there have you got something coming up that the girls can come to? I mean, they can't wait till September to see you. They need to see you beforehand. So have you got anything on the cards right now as far as workshops or events coming up that we can know about?
New Awakenings is an aspect that that's very new actually on my website and has actually been born out of COVID because it's just sort of offering remote sessions with people, healing sessions as well.
Oh, fantastic.
So if they want to go and have a look at that, and if they say that they've come through this link, we can give a 10% discount on that as well.
Thank you so much for taking care of our listeners. That's fabulous. It's been wonderful chatting with you, and I'm really looking forward to the book. I'm hanging to find out what the title is. Like a secret. Are you going to be having a book launch?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah.
So I understand our borders are opening up very, very soon in South Australia. So I hear the 20th. And from what I understand, we're dropping down to the lowest levels of distancing and everything. So business is pretty much back to normal as of tomorrow.
So it'd be great to a seminar space face to face with people. Yeah, really looking forward to that, and circles and things like that.
I heard the wine centre's opening up on in August. So that's the first of the bigger guys. So I don't think it's going to be very long at all before we'll be having huge in-person events. Very excited. Thank you so much for your time and effort and energy today. I'm looking forward to Facebook stalking you a little. Thank you so much. We're going
Thanks,
to
Charlene.
now. Oh, no,
Thanks.
thank you.
Bye.
We're going to go now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We're going to go now to a commercial break from our sponsors, BeLive's TV and My Time TV. So I'll be quiet and that will just roll up on the screen. And welcome back. We've got the next of our amazing guests today. We've got Linda Gentilcore. Now, Linda is a human resource professional with a focus on leadership and development. In the last 4 years, she has forged a path into spiritual tarot reading. Her readings are positive and guide women on the steps to success. We're getting a reading today. Oh, we're going to get a reading today. I'm very excited. When getting a reading from Linda, she enthusiastically shows personal interest and ensuring her messages are relatable. She had joined us last year at the Pamper Day, and I had to nuzzle my way through and push people aside to actually get through to get a reading from her. That was very polite, but there were a lot of people waiting to see her. She's a very, very popular lady. And you'll agree that Linda exudes an energetic presence, and I'd like nothing more than for you to have a chat with her today. Hello, Linda. How are you?
Hi, Charlene. Thank you for that kind welcome.
You're welcome.
Nuzzle your way through pretty nicely.
Politely. I was very polite, Linda. I was very polite. So now, can you maybe tell our viewers a little bit about your interaction with Healing Through Love before we talk a little bit more about your business?
Yeah, look, I think I met Rose at one of my networking events, and I think it was one that you were at as well, and she introduced me to Healing Through Love. I've had a previous connection through Junction Australia with helping and guiding domestic violence, so it's something I'm really keen to continue fostering and advocating for. One of the elements is what I can give back to the community. And so this is one of the ways that I can do that.
Fantastic. So what will you be doing at the next one in September? What activities will you be doing? Still tarot?
Yeah, I think that's what was pretty popular. So I'm happy to do that with some Oracle and Blessing cards. I've bought some new cards, and I think that will be really great. So I've opened my repertoire from tarot to include the Oracle.
Excellent. That sounds fantastic. So I'm going to see whether or not you're going to pull a card for us today, because we'd love that. But before we do that, I'd just like you to talk a little bit more about your business. And, you know, there's a big transition between working in the HR department at that level and then, you know, this is your side hustle. Do you want to move into this being your sole source of income and the only thing that you do?
I don't think I could just stick to one thing. It's not like me not to be multitasking. But look, it is a focus to complement my career and to use the benefits that I've done from a traditional HR career to move into this more spiritual guided space. I do find myself doing lots of tarot readings which are career-based, and I guess that's where it comes from. But I am doing some additional work to focus on the relationship and focusing on helping people through their troubled times, because we all have those. Doesn't matter whether they're really deep troubled times or just gently troubled times.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And there's something communal about doing the cards as well. It's like having therapy without having therapy. And it's a great way to start a conversation.
Yeah, and a little bit of fun, Charlene. We can't forget that, you know, we can't live by what other people tell us. Doesn't matter which spiritual teachers or spiritual guides we've been to. We must be able to make those decisions ourselves and have that free will and have a bit of fun doing so.
Absolutely. Sounds fantastic. So, Linda, would I be pushing the envelope to ask you today, could you do a shuffle for us and pull some cards?
I'm using a beautiful set of cards. One of the things that you get to know is that there's a whole heap of a lot of cards out there for tarot and oracle. So you've really got to connect with the type of cards that you've got. So hopefully you can see some of the vibrancy in some of the cards. I'll just try and, you can see there's lots of bright colours. Oops, there we go. You know, I can get rid of this one. Right, so the great thing about my cards is they are bright, so they can connect very strongly to, I'll come back down, sorry, to messages. So I'm going to do a quick shuffle and we'll see what message that we can give the group today, because I'm really mindful that this is a group activity. So it will be a general reading for the group and we shall see what comes up. Today I pulled myself a card, and it was the Chariot, which was about moving forward and doing so with a sense of confidence and victory. So that was a nice one to pull today. So I took that with me about coming here today. The card I've got today for this group, and it's a lovely card. It's one of my favourites in the deck. I think I say that about most of them, is the Two of Coins, or the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, and what that represents is being able to make changes, to flow with your money, to flow with the circumstances around life that cycle to us. Everything is a cycle. There are changes around. There are ups and downs that we have to work through. We have to be able to manage and balance those things together. So it is one of my favourite things. And what I love about this particular tarot set, and I'll just move it a little bit closer so you can see the beautiful rainbow that comes out of this. So the work that you will put into manifesting the balance and the abundance in this space comes with a real positive, optimistic foundation. You know, so everything you will do towards your change will be magnificent and will have that pot of gold at the end, right? And there's so many great things here. It's such a vibrant life when you can focus on balancing your financial security and your protective security stuff. So wrote a great message for this group today.
So perfect. Now we can't see the messages, they're not popping up on the screen, but I just want to say they're saying, wow, perfect time for us to all pull this card out. Like, just that's perfect. And oh, there we go. They're popping up on the screen now. And yeah, some great responses there. People are loving that card, and it's one of my favorites too. Because we have a tendency, I think, to have a look at what's going out as opposed to what's coming in. And when we shift the level of gratitude to what's coming in, it just changes the perspective. And yeah, I love it. One of my favorites.
And I think, Charlene, you're like me. What we love about tarot is that it just gives you a perspective to really consider. And I remember last year sitting down with some of the Healing Through Love visitors, and you know, it would then open up more questions and they'd want more cards, and we'd have a really in-depth discussion, and before long it was a 20-minute reading turned into 45 minutes. And you know, so I'll have to be better on my time this year.
And I think we might need to have some more readers there as well. So
I would love that.
It would be so good to have a little mini psychic fair happening in the corner.
I would love that. That would be fantastic. I think that brings a lot of energy to people as well. And I certainly did at the expo, I did a workshop. So I might even bring my little packs with me, and that people can take that away with them to work on some of the rainbow elements of life.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. So how do people normally do business with you, Linda? How does it work?
So I'm on the page Wholesome Tarot. If you look at that page, and there's a book now button. So that will save all the phone calls toing and froing. You can find a time that mutually suits both of us.
I do love an acuity system. It saved me a few grey hairs.
Me too.
That's fantastic. And so how does it normally work? Is it done face-to-face or is it done online? Like, how do you do business during COVID?
Yeah, look, most of the time people are opting to still come and see me when they're in Adelaide, which is fantastic. I've got a beautiful, lovely Zen space in my study. But, you know, we're all open to the world of VCs now, and phone calls are still very prevalent as well. You know, some people don't want to see their readers, and that's absolutely fine. Sometimes I ask for photos so I can find a connection with people. But phone, and we can work that out. One of the questions on my page is how you like to connect with me. So I empower people to make that choice for themselves.
Oh, that's fantastic. And so they can make their booking that way. And moving forward in September, you'll do a tarot section, which is very exciting. We're in a brand new location and we're all very, very excited about the new location because there's lots of little private rooms.
Oh,
so it's not just one large area. So it'll be a lot more. Yeah, and because restrictions would have lifted to a great degree by September, well, in Adelaide anyway. So it'll be it'll be a fabulous experience. We've got caterers coming and all sorts of fun things happening. So it's going to be I'm very excited. It was we were very disappointed we had to bump it, but you know, that's just how things were. I really would love, I know that we've only got a few minutes left, but I'd love it if you could pull another card, maybe about our event coming up in September.
Yes, okay. Let's have a look at the event. So this is some guidance for Rose as well, right? Who's one of the organisers of the event.
Rose is our president of Healing Through Love, and she's our coordinator, and she holds everything together, and we just basically do what she tells us to do.
Fantastic. Now you can see some fabulous light coming through my room. So obviously some messages are coming to us. Okay. Rose, I hope you're listening. I can see it. And it's a fantastic card. I'll try and move away from the light. It's the Ace of, where am I going? Ace of Pentacles. So that is a complete success, new beginnings, a financial abundance. You can see the trees, they're growing so brightly. Everything is so healthy. The event is going to be an amazing event. It's not to be missed. Right? If there's anything that's in this card, is there's fruits for everyone, there's health, nourishment, there's going to be goodness all around this event. Let's get this event happening.
So very excited. Linda, I love it on every level. I love that card.
It's a beautiful card, isn't it?
It's beautiful. And I have to say, I love these cards. The pack is just beautiful. Oh, thank you from Rose. Rose has specifically said thank you, Linda. We were having fun, girls, with the cards and boys beforehand. And Ali Sugar says, wow, that's awesome. We were getting Linda to pull cards beforehand, which was a little fun. In our before party. We have an after party as well.
I do have a special for the people through the Healing Through Love. I've got a pay it forward 15 minutes for free. There's a dedicated link on my scheduling book now that they can go and find the HTL logo, Healing Through Love logo, and I will not charge them at all. It will be a give me for free tarot.
Oh, that's so fantastic. Now, I've got to say, we've got some people asking questions about readings. So, Ben, if you jump on Linda's link, you can actually have a free session with Linda for 15 minutes. And that's courtesy of jumping on the V-Live TV show here today for Healing Through Love. So thank you so much, Linda. You're just amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. And the light is just beaming off of you. You look amazing. Look at you. And now it's spectacular. So thank you so much, Linda, for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. I really look forward to September events, and we'll look to have lots more readers. I'll try and get a few cronies involved.
Ace of Pentacles, we've got this.
Ace of Pentacles, it's a winner.
It's a winner. Thank you.
See you.
Thank you. See you later, darling. So thank you today for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, for our Healing Through Love show. And this is on every Tuesday between 1 and 1:30, so catching that lunchtime break. And we're very excited. If you've listened with us today and you are a survivor, then please join us in September. You can register. The event is free. We would be welcoming you to come. If you have a business and it's service orientated and there's some things that you can do, whether it be a hair massage, makeovers, body massages, healings, anything, as long as it's a thing of service, it would be great to hear from you. You can just jump on our page and let us know, and we'd be welcoming the opportunity to interview you here in this space as well. So from Ali, and she's just over here, and from Rose, it's a goodbye today from Healing Through Love. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye for now. Bye for now.